What's going on, you guys? StrangeLuv here, and I could not help myself. I had to make some more regular show Black Ops 2 emblems, so I figured I would walk you through how I made Mordecai and Rigby. I also made Benson, but I think I'll save Benson for another video. So this tutorial is going to be a little bit different from my other ones because I'm not going to just speed art through it. I actually tried recording when I made the emblems, and it took a super long time. And the speed art types of tutorials aren't necessarily the most helpful anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and verbally walk you through these two emblems. So let's get started with Mordecai. Alright, so I made Mordecai with his mouth saying, "Oh!" But then I realized later that his beak actually doesn't look like that when he says "oh," so I actually made another one. I'll show you that in a second. But to make Mordecai, I started with a circle, then I decided to go with the half circle instead for his face, because the circle was getting in the way of what I was trying to do with the beak, so I just modified it a little bit. I took these two sort of tear-shaped pieces, I don't know their names, stretched them out a little bit, made that the crest of his head. This piece right here I put in later, but it's actually his arm, his wing, and I stretched that out, but I put that in toward the end. I just had to like scoot it back and put it as his earlier layer. This blue piece right here is just that stripe that shows up behind his eye. You can sort of adjust it how you see fit. This white piece and these two half circles make up the white on his face. I couldn't really find a way to get the oval to fit on his face how I wanted to, so I just used these two half circles and I was able to adjust them a little bit more easily than just using like a circle stretched out. This white piece is obviously just that blob behind his eyeballs. And usually when you start out on cartoon faces, it's pretty easy to start with the eyeballs depending on the kind of cartoon you're doing, because it's just a bunch of circles. So these two black circles are the black outline behind his eye. The white's obviously the white of his eyes, and these two are the pupils. This blue piece right here is just that little blue thing on his nose. I don't know the technical name, so if you happen to know what that's called on a blue jay, fill me in, let me know. Anyway, this part right here is his body. It's just the white piece that you stretch out, and this is also his right wing. I guess it's his right, yeah, right wing. That was hard to say. This piece is just a little bit of embellishment. It's kind of hard to see. It's that stripe right there on his chest to sort of give him some contour. I had extra pieces left over, so I threw this stuff in at the end. These two pieces are the beak, and in my opinion his beak was the hardest part for this emblem. I couldn't really decide on how I wanted it, so I made these pieces. They look very beak-like to me, and then at the end I put "oh" because I wanted him saying "oh," but then I realized that's not how his beak looks when he says "oh," so I went and modified it. I'll go ahead and show you that in a second. These blue pieces here are the tips of his wing. These two are the stripes on his wing, and obviously these are the letters of him saying "oh." Oh, and this little corner piece right here is just the corner of his mouth, or his beak, I guess. Give him some more contour. So anyway, that's the walkthrough for Mordecai, the emblem for Mordecai. Let me show you the other one that I did of his. Alright, this is the other one I made. I basically made a copy of that first one and then just modified the beak. So what I did was I removed the bottom beak piece, the little triangle that was there before, and I put in sort of like this penis looking emblem here. And then I took this white circle and sort of stretched it out into an oval shape for the tip of his beak, and put another black oval on top of it for the opening of his mouth so he could say "oh" appropriately. I actually had to remove one of the O's because I ran out of layers. But I think it turned out pretty cool. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and show you Rigby. So this one was a lot more simple. I wasn't really sure what to do with Rigby. I spent a lot more time on Mordecai than I did with Rigby. But for him I just started out with, I actually started with this brown layer. It's just a rectangle, or actually a square that I stretched into a rectangle because that was going to be like the base of his body. And then I put this black layer later as sort of that outline. It's really hard to see, but it separates his body from his tail. And then the tail right here is just this penis looking layer, once again. Penis coming in handy. All these little pieces are the top parts of his hair on the top of his head. Circles for the eyes, two dark spots, and two white spots, plus the pupils are way over here. So you have to adjust those. And then these pieces right here are actually those little claw-like pieces, and I had to smush them, make them long, and put them together for the like the snout of his nose. I actually had to put this brown one underneath this other sort of cream-colored one, but you can do it however you want. this spot right here is the tip of his nose. I used this little line for his mouth. And everything else is pretty self-explanatory. You know, I got the stripes on the tails. This piece right here is supposed to be his, sort of like his arm. I guess technically he's missing an arm on the left side of his body, but it's okay. He'll live. I threw in these little pieces here just for embellishment. And I have 4 empty spaces. I wasn't sure what to do with these, so maybe I'll write dude or something in there. I haven't decided. But anyway, that is Rigby and Mordecai for the emblems for regular show. I hope you guys enjoyed this itty bitty walkthrough tutorial thingamajiggy mabobber. Please make sure to leave a comment below for what you thought about these emblems. Hopefully you guys are all regular show fans just like I am. As you can see, I also have an emblem for Benson, but I wanted to wait until I made an emblem for Skips and then just make a tutorial for both of them together. So anyway, that's about it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick little walkthrough of my Mordecai and Rigby emblems. Also, let me know in the comments below if you like this kind of tutorial where I talk you through it instead of showing you the speed art. I appreciate your feedback. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and until next time, this is StrangeLuv signing out.